does favor a lot of aggressive type of styles, which of course we know HyuN likes to do.
Oh, it's the fun spots too. The top left of Foxtrot Labs. It is Roka HyuN.
And down here to the bottom right-hand side, playing for SK Telecom, the most recent GSL champion, INnoVation. He said he's not going to take HyuN lightly. He's taking this series very, very seriously. And now he really has to show it as these next few games develop.
Yeah, this could be a tough one for him. This is exactly the type of map you should be afraid of HyuN on, because it is weird. It does play different, and he can really catch you off guard. The layout of this map can be difficult to play on for anybody, and especially these spots. It's like kind of weird how these spots play out, because you know the third base, like either you kill rocks and take like the safer third, or you can take the risk and take the gold. What do you think here from HyuN? What's his strat on this map? Why did he choose this map so early?
I really think it's going to be some form of aggression here, Autosis. It favors towards it so much. Once that gold base is taken, it's a forward hatchery. There's multiple different types of attacks you can do. The natural expansion is very difficult to hold. The third base is a lot more difficult to take easily, as you pointed out. So there's a lot of advantages here for HyuN to try to exploit here. Which one he chooses, I have absolutely no idea. And INnoVation switching over to the Reaper expansion, more so to try and feel out his opponent to get a little bit more information rather than risking it.
I would just say Reaper is the right choice for him to open on this map. It just seems so obvious. In fact, I do expect to see him go Reaper several more times in this series. It's just going to give him that little bit of scouting edge. But, you know, the HyuN just going for a little bit more economic build, going for a hatchery first this game, probably expecting that INnoVation's going to go Reaper here.
And he throws down the gas immediately. As the spawning pool was built, it was like spawning pool then gas straight away, and it's really, really fast here compared to most timings. Of course, not the fastest, but really shows his intention of getting that Zergling speed or something else incredibly fast in this game. And there, the options are available for him to choose from. Do start to be aggressive here. It looks like we are going to see two Reapers here from INnoVation. One to scout, one to stay at home for a little bit in case there are any run-bys.
Yeah, and, well, you know, this is... kind of an interesting build from HyuN. Do you think it's going to be Zergling speed? Because I'm pretty sure it's going to be. You know, with such a wide open natural, I feel like he can get some work done there and maybe delay, especially since INnoVation's likely to go like you know, maybe a third command center, a factory. With just a few Reapers on such an open area, Speedlings are going to be powerful.
They will be, and if he was to try to, you know, cancel Zergling speed, try anything else here, the Reaper's going to pick it up so easily. We've seen fantastic Reaper use already today, and you can see INnoVation has a look inside. He knows that 100 gas has been gathered and has been mined into Zergling speed here, and already dealing a lot of damage over to those Zerglings. Only a single gas taken, though, from INnoVation so far, so he's actually pushing himself towards a third command center quite early.
Yeah, it does look like that. I'm kind of interested to see. He did bring up the second Reaper here. Right, he didn't make a third Reaper, I'm 99% sure. Just going to kind of keep an eye on those Zerglings. Of course, speed is going to finish up pretty quickly here.
HyuN has spotted that third command center now, very early on. He's mining gas again, not at a fast rate, but is mining gas. I wonder if he tries anything from this position. He'd actually start to need to mine gas a lot more rapidly if he was going to do anything, otherwise it's going to be too slow. But he's only adding drones, he's only got one in that extractor, as you can see.
You know, I feel like a general rule that I like to live by in ZVT is if you try to counter something when you scout it, it's too late to counter it hard. Like, you know, you have to almost already be on the path and be like, oh, okay, he is doing that, now I can get him, you know? And I don't think that there's any real way for him to punish this. But of course, we don't know exactly what his plan is yet either. He hasn't really shown his cards yet.
Well, Roach Warren places down just as you finish your sentence, as well as another extractor here on the natural. He knows that there's no Hellbats in play here. He knows this is a third command center, so there's no real reason to get that Roach Warren unless he has plans to be aggressive here, which it does seem to start to line up to with 170 roughly gas in the bank already. That's a lot of Roaches he can build once this Roach Warren finishes up.
But is he going to be aggressive with this? Oh, this is really nice with these Speedlings. Oh my god, killing these SCVs is fantastic. Now, we do have a counterattack here with these Reapers and with these Hellions on the Queens, and he does pick one off. Really nice move, but in the meantime, the Zergling's killing a lot of SCVs.
Yeah, 4 or 5 already gone down here. There's also a lot of drones going down to these HyuNs and the Reaper. 16 additional
Ouch.
lings are on the way, but more drones are getting roasted. 12 in total there, just to the 5 SCVs.
You know, if only he hadn't taken all this damage. That was such a nice ling harassment. And, well, he will clean this up, but 12 drones is not a small number at all.
And he has to replenish the drones he's lost here, but there's no evolution chambers, there's no lair, it's only a roach warren, no baling nest. Only drones being made here. Not too sure exactly what HyuN's plan is at this point. We are seeing a tank being made here by INnoVation, very safe.
You know,
very safe indeed.
You know what, Apollo? And let me throw this out there as something a little bit crazy.
Uh-huh.
Is this roach warren completely a fake? Look where he put it. Like, yeah. He knows his opponent has Reaper Helling. He knows he's going to see this. Like, his build didn't look like it was going for aggression based on how quickly he was mining the gas and everything. He took a third in a macro position, not an aggressive position, where, you know, the roaches might be more benefited by a gold base. Do you think this could have been a fake to kind of force INnoVation to play defensively here so that he can get an advantage in a macro play?
It looks like it. I think you're very right with this. Definitely could have been. Well, it's looking more and more like it is. As his drone cannon is starting to rapidly increase itself, there is, of course, a bunker, a tank have been made.
Yeah, and I mean, making multiple tanks here, it looks like he's just preparing for an attack that'll never come. And if he, I mean, a Roach Warren is a small price to pay to get your opponent to make some siege tanks, sit back defensively, maybe slow down the speed with which he lands his third command center. That's kind of huge for HyuN. I feel like he's way out mind gaming right now against INnoVation.
And I think a lot of people would agree that's probably his biggest strength coming into this series, to exploit his image more so than anything else here against INnoVation, who is expecting a lot of aggression. 1-1 Zerglings, Zergling upgrades on the way here for HyuN as the layer nears completion. Lee Baingling Nest is thrown down here. And the third base going to slowly be taken here, but INnoVation's going to be set up very defensively. He's very safe. He's, you know, wonderfully set up here to take his third base.
That is true. He doesn't have any upgrades started yet, so HyuN is way ahead on that.
Yeah, he's
HyuN's
a little
third
bit late.
base.
The engineering base finished, so...
Yeah, HyuN, like, already mining from his third. His creep spread's getting decent. I feel like HyuN is, like, tricking his way into macro games. This isn't exactly the mind game that I expected, but HyuN is just looking fantastic in this series. And if he takes this game in a macro game, I think that INnoVation's mind may become unhinged. Like, how do you rally yourself back and play 3 strong games against a player who can turn on the aggression and just cheese you right out?
Yeah, it's a very, very important game here for INnoVation not to lose. And I think it's safe to say he's a little bit behind in this game so far. His 4th hatchery's coming in, HyuN. And he will be looking to drone to that very, very shortly here. 1-1 upgrade is about to complete. He's got Borrow as well, which is going to be a very nice tool to use here against INnoVation's pushes, which will start to happen very, very shortly.
It certainly will be, but Baneling's speed almost halfway done. A good amount of Zerglings on this map. 1-1 going to be finished very soon. I don't foresee HyuN really taking any damage with these early pushes, but this is very nice, pushing the creep spread back.
Yeah, it's a great couple of creep chambers he's got. He can pick up and easily move positions here with these double medevacs. He's going to look for somewhere else to go.
Yeah, looks like he's going right up towards that main base, knowing just how far away that is for HyuN to run to. Luckily, he does have a reasonable creep spread, so we'll get up there, guarding the most dangerous spot that could be dropped.
And the lack of creep in the middle is actually a bit of a danger here for HyuN. He needs to respread that immediately. That was 3 crucial tumors that INnoVation cleared up. And his army is growing rapidly now. He's actually got a supply lead here. The machine of INnoVation really rolling now. And just with a couple of medivacs and a squad of units here, he's getting quite a bit of damage done.
Yeah, is macro really starting to pick up, Apollo? We don't have 2-2 started for HyuN, unfortunately. He's had 1-1 done for a bit. 1-1 is going to finish for INnoVation as well, which means he's going to catch right up in the upgrades.
Yeah, look at INnoVation really speeding up with his production, whereas HyuN's supply block quite massively here. Having to build 5 overlords all at once. INnoVation starting to take a pretty big lead when it comes to just the supply.
That is true. You know, this is what we were saying we were afraid about for HyuN when INnoVation actually gets rolling like this. And again, he hasn't really taken any damage. But this time he has that third command center, so he can actually play the longer game and transition well. Whereas last game, you know, he went for that 2-base kind of all-in attack. So HyuN having a harder time here, showing that his creep spread maybe not as good as he would hope.
Well, here comes the first big push of the game, really, from INnoVation. He's joining all his units together. And that's quite a bit. HyuN does see it with a borrowed Zergling in the center here, and he's going to push down.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't like that. Yeah, that seems like that was maybe just a misclick or something.
Borrowed Banelings there, Autosis.
Indeed there are.
And doesn't want to grab 4 or 5 Marines.
Oh,
busted.
Oh, well.
Good attempt there, but of course his plan's spoilt.
Oh, wow, that's a very quick infestation pit. Is he just... Wait a minute. HyuN has a couple options here. He could go into... God, it's getting late. Infestors or Swarmhost. We have seen a lot of Foreigner Zergs try the Swarmhost style. What do you think about it?
I feel it's really good, but it's too early for this game yet.
Yeah.
You want to be waiting, I imagine, until 2-2's done, at least to start +1 missile attacks before this happens. I think it's more so for the Hive than anything else here.
Okay.
He's under a bit too much pressure, I think, to make this move. I really feel you need to be under a lot less pressure to make it.
Yeah, it feels like that is a big gas investment if he's actually going to do anything with it, because this is a strong attack from INnoVation so far. It does wipe out this first bit. Oh, God, I think we just saw a good Widow Mine there.
Yeah, and they got quite a lot of Lings and Banelings there. INnoVation still 30 supply ahead. He does not have his 2 upgrades complete, which he will need to have in a couple of seconds here. There's been a couple of very good Widow Mine drops. I think we saw 12 drones killed inside the main base just a couple of minutes ago, and an additional 11 down on this 4th.
Yeah, INnoVation really putting it to HyuN right now. Has to be feeling a lot better about how this game is going than the last.
Yeah, definitely here. Another drop being sent up to the north. There's only a couple of Zerglings inside that main base, so this could do a lot of damage, but there are a lot of units, Overlords in the way to spot this. A lot of Widow Mines in the center there. And INnoVation closing in on that 2-2 and closing in, more importantly, on this 4th base. Clearing that creep right outside that 4th. Very important.
Oh man, this is a little bit brutal for HyuN right now, Paula. The creep spread is just not good enough for him to hold this.
Yeah, the tanks are coming to support as well.
Yeah, the 4th base, without a doubt, is going to be falling. There is no way to hold that.
And you can't lose the 4th base at this point. Not against INnoVation, who's got a 4th command center pretty much ready to be taken a 3-3 on the way. A beautiful slow push from INnoVation has got to this 4th. And as you said, look at this. This isn't going to be broken.
Yeah, he's trying to stop it because he realizes he loses the game if he loses this 4th, but he just lost all his Banelings. Didn't even dent this army, and I think we're going to actually see GG in a second from HyuN, to be honest.
Nothing complicated here from INnoVation. A couple of Widow Mine drops, a couple of army movements, clearing, creeping. He pushes HyuN aside here. The power of INnoVation once he gets his mechanics rolling, and as we can see, he is rolling over HyuN here as he eliminates that 4th base, and with eliminating that 4th base, he'll eliminate HyuN from this game. GG is called.